Good morning and welcome. Hope to have your company for the next half hour. We'll be talking knitting shortly with Heather Granger. John Stinker Clark will be in and will show us a range of fishing equipment just in time for Christmas and the holidays. And we'll also be talking to Frank Gardner from Handyman Magazine. We're going to start the show though talking about something that's, I guess, of grave concern to many people in the community, and it's something that happens around Christmas time, which is rather unfortunate. And joining us right now, Melinda Smith from NBN and Daniela Chedsey. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Now, Melinda, this is one of our Kids Project segments, and you brought Daniela in today for a particular reason, haven't you?
Yes, it's our last Kids Project segment for the year, and Daniela is an Aboriginal coordinator with Hunter Homestart, and Homestart is a program that has volunteers come into families with children under the age of 5 that may be struggling for various reasons, and the volunteer goes into that family every week and just helps the family kind of keep on top of things. But in particular with Hunter Homestart, there's an Aboriginal program, and of course the Indigenous community has different cultural issues, different social issues, so Homestart has set up a particular program which Daniela runs.
And Daniela, there are several issues that we'd like to try and cover this morning. One is that you really do need some volunteers in your program, don't you?
Oh, most definitely. Around Newcastle especially, which is where I'm actually starting at the beginning of the year, but right over the whole of the Hunter, because I cover the whole of the Hunter. So up to Scone, up Port Stephens as well. So I do the whole of the areas, but we're specifically looking straight after the new year to start in Newcastle.
So who would you like to hear from?
I'd like to look for people who are really interested in doing this early intervention work, who have got children or have had older children now who have left home. So anybody who's a parent.
Yep, they don't need special qualifications?
No, they don't. The one thing that we do realise, of course, is that practical experience is the best experience.
Sure.
So we're looking at people who are willing to spend their time helping the families then.
Now, Melinda, just as we have in the general community, sadly at this time of the year, the social issues associated with Christmas have some rather devastating effects, and even more so in the Aboriginal community.
Well, very much so. And talking to Daniela, Christmas time is well noted in the Indigenous community. There's a rise in the number of suicides, there's a rise in the number of alcohol abuse cases, and also domestic violence. And Daniela has been really strong in trying to get the message out there that there's a lot of pressure on families right across the board, but in particular Indigenous families. Cultural issues, I mean, what is Christmas to an Indigenous family? And some families don't cope very well.
It's an ongoing problem, but worse at this time of the year?
I think mainly because of the fact that these days the pressure, especially on the children, of trying to sort of keep up with their next door neighbours with the presents. And then of course you've got your other bills that come in straight on top of Christmas as well, the electricity bills. We need to actually look at the fact that a lot of the time our families are struggling at the best of times, and then to have the expectations that the children would like a new bike or things like that, and then trying to put the food on the table on top of that, and then you have other rallies or unexpected deaths that happen around this time. So the pressure is always more around Christmas.
So is getting more people to come into the program to work with you, is that the best way that people can help?
Traditionally, that is exactly how we have worked. We have worked as a community. We have always had grandparents looking after children. We've always had the knowledge that one child needs to be looked after by the whole of the tribe, and that way that one child is always safe. That's the way that we've always worked. So with the concept of Hunter Homestart and having the volunteers coming back into the homes, that means that our community again is working as one, not working as separate individuals.
And really that's the message of Kids Project too. We're saying to the community, let's work as a tribe, let's work as a community to help our kids, because at the end of the day it's about the kids and it's about getting them the help they need. And in most cases, it's parents that need help as well, but we need to help those parents to get to the kids.
Well, I think Newcastle Hunter is known for its community consciousness. Let's hope that the people do rally and support the cause. And Daniela, hope you have a wonderful Christmas. Hope the kids do as well. And let's hope that there's some real support coming your way. And Melinda, Thank you very much for your input during the year.
Thank you, Nat, and a Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you very much, and the same to you and the family. And right now we're into the kitchen to do some cooking with Teresa Cutter. And now we have something healthy for Christmas with Teresa Cutter, the healthy
and
chef.
delicious. Hey, how are you going, Nat?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well.
This looks absolutely
It's a beautiful
delicious.
cake, and I thought instead of the traditional fruit cakes that everybody does, I'd do something light, orangey, fruity, and summery as well. And
So, and it's flourless.
Flourless.
Which means that it's gluten-free.
it's gluten-free, better for you. It's a little bit lower in sugar, lower in saturated fats, and it tastes fantastic. It tastes really good.
And you're doing something here that I've never seen done
Haven't you?
before. No, I haven't.
Well, what I've done, your average orange that you get in the supermarket, I've steamed this for about 30 minutes, so it goes all lovely and soft and
Soft, does
mushy.
it?
Soft and mushy. And so what I'm doing now, I'm just cutting it up. I've pureed some before to start.
Yep.
But you're just cutting up and you're pureeing the whole orange.
So, yeah, skin and all, the
skin
whole
and
lot.
all, and it's not bitter like you would think. You know, you think, oh, orange is
Yep,
going to
all
be
the
bitter.
rind and whatever.
Yeah, but the steaming just softens it all up. It sweetens it all up, and it's delicious. It's beautiful. So.
All right, so some natural fruit sugars in
It's
there.
a natural sweetener, plus it adds the moisture, so you don't need to add extra fat into your cake, which is great. So, just giving that a bit of a whirl.
Give it a bit of a whiz up there.
And there you go. Beautiful, lovely and yummy.
A nice texture too.
Oh, lovely and chunky. So it's nice to see yummy, lovely, delicious
Chunks,
chunks of,
yes.
of orange. Okay, now here, I've just finished, before I put this on so you can hear, I've just finished, it's got 6 eggs, 200 grams of raw sugar.
Yep.
And to that, I'm just going to add a little bit of vanilla.
Vanilla.
Just a little bit of vanilla essence or extract, and a little bit of cinnamon just to get that Christmassy feeling in there.
Sure.
So orange and cinnamon always go really well. So a teaspoon of
Carefully measured.
yeah, of course, just like chefs do.
Exactly. That's
You know, give it a
you can
good
always
whirl.
tell.
You can always tell. I remember my first cheesecake over baked when I was an apprentice chef, and instead of weighing out the gelatine, I sort of just go, that's enough. It's like it should do. And the cheesecake turned out like a bouncing rubber ball. And
Okay.
It was
so
so
some
tough.
things you do need to measure.
With pastry and with baking, you definitely need to measure. So after I
Okay.
just take this off.
Get that out of there.
Beautiful. So the audience can see it's lovely and beautiful and frothy.
Yes.
Now to that, I'm going to add 200 grams, actually 400 grams of almond meal,
Right.
and we're going to add this in it. So the whole puree. Do you want
Just
to
take
grab
that out of there. Yep.
Thanks, Nat. So I'm going to add that in and just mix it through.
This is pretty simple, isn't it?
Look, it's an easy cake. You can make it at home, and the thing is, it keeps for about a week, and I would keep it in the fridge.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So-
nice and moist.
Nice and moist, and it's beautiful, and it's delicious, and it smells just great. So just fold it through. You don't have to be too fussy about it. Okay, so I've got the mixture here. Now I'll just do my tin quickly. I think we're still okay for a bit of time.
Yeah.
So just oiling the tin up with a little bit of macadamia nut oil or a little bit of light olive oil.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see here. And then what I like to do with my tin as well, I just like to get a bit of almond meal, even flaked almonds, and just coating the sides with a bit of almond meal as well, just so your cake doesn't stick. And that should be okay
Yep.
as well.
Instead of flour.
Yes, instead of flour. So you make the whole thing like a gluten-free
Gluten-free
cake.
cake.
So now we're just pouring
And we were
it
just
through.
talking before about the fact that it appears that there are more people today who are gluten intolerant.
Every year, and the numbers increase. And
And I don't know whether it's a well-known fact or not, but the flours that are being used today actually have a higher gluten content, which is great for the bakers because it
great.
makes everything nice
Makes
and
it all
fluffy,
rise,
but
yeah.
it doesn't seem to be going too well with people's digestive tracts.
It doesn't. So I tend to use sometimes a lot of the time I tend to use a spelt flour because the gluten content is a lot lower.
Lot lower.
And it's I think it's it's the refined flour as well, Nat, as well. We're eating too much white flour, and
Yes.
we need to get back into eating more whole grains and,
Yep.
and grains that are better for your body with a low GI as well.
Exactly.
So what I've done here, I've just dropped in some lovely
raspberries.
raspberries. You can use cherries, you can use lovely seasonal peaches as well, which are really lovely. And sometimes as well, I like just to have a bit of a sprinkle of an almond.
Slivered
just some
almonds over the
slivered
top.
almonds or some flaked almonds. Whack it in the oven for about an hour. At
Yep.
about 180 degrees.
Okay.
And it comes out like that.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's beautiful, it's delicious, and it's something that I'm going to make for Christmas this year, and everyone loves it.
It looks very well
And
making.
you can please everybody as well. So you know,
can.
whether you're gluten free or on a diet or whatever, it's good for the body.
And you
So-
can find the recipe there, of course, at Teresa's website.
website.
And don't forget, of course, to pick up a copy of Teresa's book, the 80-20 Diet, which has
Yes.
done really well in the UK. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And may I wish you a Merry Christmas.
Yes, you too. Nat.
Thank you.
See you all
We'll-
next year.
Take a short break and then some knitting. We're looking now at a very new, interesting knitting book with Heather Granger. Good morning, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Nat.
This is fascinating. I've never seen a knitting book like this before.
Well, no, Nat, this has been something that's unusual to work on. In fact, I worked with two designers who are freelance. They're into textile design, and they came up with some marvellous ideas, and we produced Metro.
Wow. Now, the whole idea was to get away from the ordinary?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, and that's not just with looks, but with the entire designs and even the style of knitting.
Absolutely. We worked with these young girls, and they actually suggested a boutique that we should go and look at for clothing of young designers, and they worked with us at the shoot and helped us with the accessorising to put together a modern younger look for girls and women.
Now,
This
also designed for beginners.
Yes, definitely. This whole book is written in step-by-step format and in English. So it's not the traditional knitting patterns that you'll find in a knitting book, or crochet such as that ruffle scarf.
So even I could understand
Yes,
the
definitely.
terminology that's used in the
You
book.
could for sure. It's very much an emphasis on people who don't have a lot of knowledge with knitting or crochet to be able to pick up the book and actually produce what they see.
Okay, and also producing items that younger people are wearing as a
Yes.
matter of course today anyway.
Definitely, and more accessory items, because accessories actually, they're quicker to make, and you'll end up having something that you can wear at the end.
At the end.
A couple of quick knit jackets and sweaters as well.
Okay.
But again, very, very simple instructions.
All right. And I know at least one of the garments here, when we say hand knitted, you really mean hand knitted, because it's actually knitted on your hands without needles.
Yes, hand knitting, where you don't actually use knitting needles at all, and you use the yarn and just knit with your fingers.
Okay, and a couple of unusual items here as well. But I guess, look, fashion, today is it's up to the individual, isn't it?
Quite eclectic tastes out there these days, and you'll find that some of these items have just people are looking for, and there haven't been pattern instructions at all for them.
Exactly, and that's, as an example, I think this balaclava, most unusual.
Yes.
And in fact, these little flaps here on the side, there's an opening there so that your ear could actually be exposed, and this
Yes.
would protect the ear from the cold
From
wind.
the cold wind heading into a headwind, yeah.
Amazing.
It's marvellous.
Absolutely
Done
amazing.
by Bridget, this balaclava. Fantastic piece, also with matching arm warmers.
Okay, very, very unusual. Colours? What about colour selection?
Well, colour selection in this book we left to the girls themselves. They gave them our patterns range, and they went through and found all sorts of yarns that they wanted to work with. They liked particularly jet and inca, because they were quick knits and
Right.
pure wool
Some
yarns.
totem in there as well.
Definitely. Patternile even was used by Georgia, and she in fact used patternile and put beads through her little knitting strips.
Okay. Now that's something that's going to grab the attention, I think, of a lot of our younger viewers.
Yes, I
And-
think crochet as well. There is a ruffle scarf, look out for that. And if anyone needs any assistance, just call us toll free on 1800 333 642, or pop onto the website to have a look at all our books and publications and yarns.
Okay, and I know the friendly staff at Peyton's are always ready to help. And Heather,
Definitely.
as usual, wonderful to see you.
Likewise, Nat, thank you very much for inviting me.
It's a pleasure. We'll take a short break. We'll be back.
Hey, what's biting? What you got for bite? Any in that bag?
Are you catching any, mate?
Coast and country, wherever you're at, it's time to go fishing with Stinker and Nat.
Yes, and here's the half of the duo catches all the fish. John Seeker Clark, good morning.
G'day,
How are you?
Nat. How you going?
Very well, and our special guest today, Terry Dunphy from Shimano. And Terry, good to see you.
Yeah, thanks, Nat.
And many thanks for the support that you've given this segment over the years now.
That's
Fantastic.
And it's a Shimano Christmas, John.
It is a Shimano Christmas, and when you think of Shimano, you immediately think of reels. These
You
magnificent reels on display here, but Shimano are branching out into all sorts of things this Christmas.
They certainly are. We're looking at the poster now, which is, Terry, all part of your summer sale.
Yes, it is. It's part of the summer sale, and you can see some of the range here. You know, it's an enormous range we've got this year, and it's very successful each year, and we've diversified a lot this year too.
And we're going to take a look at some of the things that are in that range.
The soft plastic's particularly interesting.
Well, plastics are become increasingly popular now over the last couple of years, and I think they're just going to get more so, aren't they?
Definitely.
It's a plastic revolution. Old bait fishermen like myself, we're sort of...
Dinosaurs.
We are, we're
now.
dinosaurs, yes. But these are so effective. And you don't need a freezer anymore for your bait. But I mean, all these new ones, and there's a lot of these new ones on the market, but this one is particularly... What do we chase with this one, Terry?
We chase everything, all the saltwater species, your bream, your flathead, up north, tropical, mangrove jack, barramundi, and freshwater
So
too.
they're very versatile.
Yeah, very.
And
Very
realistic.
versatile.
But
Yeah.
this is something that I think is just long overdue. Thankfully, Shimano have picked up on it, and I support them entirely. Safety first.
It's a big factor, and this is a great vest, Terry, because people can wear this all day.
They can. It's extremely lightweight for the boat fishermen, and of course for off the rocks as well.
Yep.
You know, you can wear it over a jacket. Very safe.
And of course, when you need it, you just pull the pins there.
Well,
and
you
they-
pull
and
the
they-
pin, or you've got a COT cartridge there as well.
And of course,
Well, clothing,
the cap. There's a
yeah.
story behind the cap.
Yes,
and
there
the
is.
clothing.
T-shirts
No,
and
flash,
hats
pretty
and
flash
all
stuff.
sorts of clothing. You actually get one of these when you buy selected items from the sale.
That's right, from the summer sale available at participating stores.
Sure.
And then by purchasing some of these items, combos, reels, selected, you go in, get the hat and register your number.
Yep.
And you can win a Toyota RAV four-wheel drive or a great little 385 Alleycraft boat.
Just to get you where you catch those fish. And here's a couple of packs here. This is the barramundi pack and the bream pack. Now that's got the DVD and it's got the lures in there, the whole bit.
Great
And-
Christmas lines too, of
Oh,
course.
tremendous.
Lord.
Great
Yep,
stuff
my
for
word.
Christmas. And all the hats.
Yep.
And glasses.
And glasses, very important when you're out with the glare from the water.
That's right, safety.
It is, and when you're getting double dose of UV light when you're out near the water, so they're an essential part of anyone's equipment, I think, these days.
And thongs.
Even thongs. Everyone's got to have a pair of
Yeah, well,
thongs.
look, it's great. They're really, really branching out. But it's all quality stuff. I've been a Shimano man for ages and ages. It's never, ever let me down.
Exactly.
So I'm...
And one of the big things I've enjoyed about Shimano over the last few years is the combo. So if people aren't too sure what to buy, they can slip into the store and it's there. It's put together. The
That's
reel,
right.
the rod.
Balanced combo, the right reel with the right rod.
Yeah.
And as you said earlier, either one won't let you down. The quality is always there.
It certainly is.
And this is our last show before Christmas.
It certainly is. So there it is. There's the Shimano poster. Look out for that one. That summer sale will be on display in all of the participating stores. And yeah, can I take this opportunity to wish you very good
Thank
Christmas,
you,
John?
mate. Thank
you and
you
the
very
family.
much.
And
Yes,
Terry,
lovely.
Same,
thanks
Nat.
once again, and I hope you have a great...
And Merry Christmas and to
Thanks
all...
all for your help
Wonderful.
through the year
I've
too.
really enjoyed it, and to all our viewers, a very, very Merry Christmas.
Exactly. And we'll be back with more after the break. We're going to have a look at the latest Handyman magazine now, and we're talking with the Deputy Editor, Frank Gardner. Good morning, how are you, mate?
Morning, Nat. I'm great.
Great to see you. You've brought along a couple of little projects that have been featured in the
Yes,
magazine.
a couple of handy tips to start with today. If ever you come across keyhole plate, which you can see on the end of this
Yes.
cube, and try to hang it on the wall. It's quite
Where do you
difficult.
put the screws?
Where do you put the screws? You can measure and then you put your marks on the wall, and it never
They
works.
don't fit.
It never works. So there is a solution to hanging a cube or a painting or a shelf that has these keyhole plates. And the solution is to just get a piece of paper. I'll get you to hold the other side there now.
Yep, sure.
And you just stretch it across the item to be hung. Make a pencil rubbing of where the keyhole plates are located. And then simply take your piece of paper and stick it on the wall, but make sure you use a spirit level. So you get the piece of paper level.
Nice and level.
And then drill the holes
Drill the
where
holes.
the keyhole pencil rubbings are. Put your fixing screws in.
And it will fit.
Guaranteed success every time.
Every time.
And it makes a difficult job very easy.
Very easy.
Just using that pencil rubbing.
That is a good one. That's a very good little handy hint. This is something that I've not used before. I'll let you explain this one.
This one, and this is in the magazine as well, this is what's called a plug cutter. Now, I don't know whether a lot of people have seen a plug cutter, but a very handy little tool, very cheap to buy, and they come in a variety of sizes from any hardware store. And if ever you've got a chair or a bed head,
Yes.
or an item of furniture such as a table, where the timber plugs have fallen out and left the screw head exposed that's hidden behind the timber plug, you can repair it yourself just by buying a plug cutter and then cutting as many holes as you need. And what happens is the little plug cutter, always use a drill press, because if you use a handheld drill,
You wander.
it'll wander and your little plug won't be a circle.
Won't be completely round.
Won't be a circle. And just put it in the drill press and drill down as far as you want. And it just goes round and round, and the waste actually comes out. You can see, because it's open on one
Yes.
side, the waste just discharges from the hole. Take it out, remove the plug,
And there it is.
cut it to the length you want,
Yep.
touch of glue, pop it in the hole,
it in.
and that screw head's hidden again.
That would have many wonderful uses.
Definitely has.
Really would. Okay, well, there's two great little hints that are in this month's magazine. Now let's take a look at some of the other
Yes,
features
we've
you've
got
got
some
there.
great stories and features and projects. We've got the best and brightest bathroom ideas. So if you're thinking of doing a bathroom renovation, have a look at this story. Some
It's a good
wonderful
one.
ideas on,
Can be one of the most expensive rooms in the home, so if you can do a bit yourself.
Anything from 5,000 to 50,000.
Exactly.
And this beautiful deck is a very unusual deck. If you look closely at it, there's not one screw head or nail head in that deck.
Ah, secret.
Secret.
Secret nail.
It's called the iDeck system, and these decking boards actually have grooves in the side, and they're held in place by clips that go into the grooves at the side of the decking boards.
Oh, okay.
And it's called the iDeck system.
All right.
And we've got a great story on holiday homes.
Ah,
How to build one,
I'd
for,
love one.
for under 150,000.
That
and
sounds
we've got
good.
some great project holiday homes there you can have a look at. Kate, with her first home renovation, is looking at laundries, and she does a great
Laundries.
makeover on a laundry. So if you're
Okay.
thinking of doing a laundry makeover, turn that festy old feral room into something nice.
Something functional.
Have a look at that story. And with summer coming on, Nat,
In the dry season.
what to do with our gardens? We need some really drought tolerant and
Yeah.
some great ideas to tackle drought.
That's
And
very,
it's-
very practical.
That's in the Oasis section of the magazine.
There it is, Handyman Magazine. A look for yours. And Frank, good to see you. Can I wish you a Merry Christmas and all the
And
best for
same
the
to you.
start of the new year.
And to the viewers, Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much. Time for us to say goodbye. Have a wonderful day and a great weekend. We'll be back on Monday at 11 o'clock.